My most memorable moment is, not for good reasons, I think, is when Olutomi Masaku got lost in Geneva for 2 hours. We didn't know where he was, in an open area of thousands people, and yes, we'd lost him. That was bad. That was a bit worrying.
The main thing that I'm going to remember this year group for is how thoughtful they are towards one another and towards staff.
I have to say the thing that stands out the most is when they had to wear white swim hats and draw brain structures on each other whilst they were wearing them. And it wasn't the fact they were wearing these white swim hats, it was the fact that they didn't take them off afterwards and continue the rest of the lesson. Most of them just sat in these white swim caps, and I didn't have the heart to tell them to take it off because it was just a bit too funny looking at them sat there working in them.
Have we got Anya?
Yeah.
And B. Yeah. Head girl, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are a great class. I've always said that. I reckon they're my favourite class.
And the other thing I would say is, when I first started to teach IBSE, you taught IBSE at GCSE, I was actually quite scared of her because have you
perfected the Death Star?
Have you thought just the way she looks at you is actually quite frightening?
My most memorable, you'll have this as well, my most memorable moment has been Sam's hair. I see it in my dreams, it haunts my dreams. I see it in my nightmares, like this big walking wig.
But it enters the classroom 3 minutes before he gets in there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It comes in kind of the tentacles of hair kind of coming in to kind of strangle me. That's my most memorable. In fact, when I think of Year 13, I can't think of anything else other than Sam's hair.
You see, for me, it's Olutomi's work ethic.
Oh, striking. Streets ahead. Streets ahead.
There's an expression that sort of is used down my way, which sort of says, "I'll do it now in a minute," and that's exactly what Olutomi's like.
Yeah.
I'll do it now.
Yeah.
In half an hour.
He's got other places to be. Other things to do. He's a busy man.
He is important.
He's a busy man. He is important. Yeah. Busy man. He's on his way to Amarillo. He's in the video doing. So that's what he's doing. Since year 7. Since year 7, he's been trying to get.
Out of that class, I would say it's probably the hardest class I've had to teach for a long time, and I've never ever known that.
Look at the grey hair now. It started off dark.
But yeah, my favourite class actually. Contrasting it to the further maths class, the other single maths class are my favourite class that I teach.
Most memorable moment with Year 13, I think one of the ones that stands out is North Wales field trip, standing by a soft cliff with all the Year 13s wearing their little yellow helmets and their pickaxes in the driving rain, and they were so happy. There was a photo where even Matt may be smiling ever so slightly. So, favourite moment.
Coursework, full stop. Just full stop. Just no coursework. The stress that has caused me. No coursework. I know it's 50% of your course, but you win some, you lose some. You can't have everything.
They all reckoned, incidentally, that they had done the autism test and they all had found themselves on the spectrum. And I looked at them and thought, well, tell me something I didn't know.
Setting essays, because it was such hard work actually getting them back off everyone.
It's awful to say, told them not to do A-level.
But is it true?
For some of them.
Yeah, my impression is of Olutomi Masaku is always dragging his feet like this. Very slow. So yeah, this is Olutomi Masaku. I've deliberately undone my tie, I've got my shirt hanging out.
I can do a Shelley Lamb. This isn't the best seat for it, but often in class there's a Jess. Yes, I
Jess
think
has that face where she goes, she tilts her head
she
slightly
looks
to
at
the
you like
side.
that, doesn't she? Yeah.
Miss, do you think? Always very polite with how
And
she
you
delivers
can
her opinions, isn't she?
you can see her brain working.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, is he not the smiliest kid ever? Jackie Young never stops smiling.
Kate, Miss, it's freezing in here, but that is so amazing.
I've dressed appropriately for this as well. Yeah, all right, miss. Yeah, that's well lit. That's well lit, isn't it? Yeah, that's well lit. Oh, that is sick. Oh, you're doing that the weekend, miss. That is well sick. Oh, that's a bit booky. That's a bit booky, though, isn't it? Oh, yeah, thanks, miss. Thanks, mate. Oh, can I get an extension on that deadline? Oh, yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. My favourite private school gangster, Tash Walsh.
Mine's not an impression, I'm just laughing at Phil. Who was that?
Izzy Thomas.
Does she know? I was going to do an impression of Sam, but I can't remember now.
So first of all, Morale, what would you say is the main tragedy surrounding Hamlet?
Well, you know, miss, I think it's like, the fact that he's such a troubled man. He's really, but then he's a bit like all of us at the same time. Don't you think?
I can see that, but can you just give me a little bit more textual evidence? Yes, Sophie.
Well, miss, it's really like when, if you think about it, it's sort of, you could compare him to, like, what's his name? Oh, I've forgotten. Oh, I don't think about it.
10 minutes after the lesson starts, we would still have Olatomi strutting his stuff and walking in and putting his books down, and then possibly at some point sitting down and getting on with some work, but often stood.
Oh no,
books.
but then having to go to his locker as well.
Mrs. Wilden, I'm just submitting the coursework for Year 13, and I find that Natasha hasn't submitted a bibliography, so I'm just going to send her an email to say, where is it? Okay, so, dearest Natasha, I see that you have not yet been able to submit a sufficiently detailed bibliography for your coursework. I would greatly appreciate it if you could do this just as soon as it's convenient. Stannard. Has she replied yet, Mrs. Wilden?
4 days later.
4 days later.
Oh, hang on a minute. It's something in my inbox. Hello, miss. Here you go, soz. I was gonna send it like before, but you know what I'm saying? Nice one, Tash.
George often does this. This is George McCaig, looking puzzled before he asks a question. This might be an obvious question, but it's okay, George. We don't mind.
Lucy, maybe on occasion?
Nobody.
I don't think Laura looks like she doesn't want to be in my lessons, but she's very interested in her hair, I've noticed. And her hair, I don't think she doesn't want to be in my lessons, but she really wants to look at her hair. I've noticed. I don't know if she knows she does it. She'll sit there. Ooh, she's having a little play. And because she sits right at the front, she's always having a little play with her hair. So I think she does want to be there, but I think that does she do it in yours? Does she find her hair?
No.
It's because her hands are occupied in yours. It is, yeah. That's what it is. Her hands are occupied. It's when I need to just put something in her hands. Like, I don't know, a small child or something in her hands. Keep
Stress
them,
ball.
yeah, something to keep them occupied. Because if they're not, she's like, oh, have a little play.
Who always looked like they didn't want to be there? Okay, he looked like it, but I know that he did because the dude is a soul brother. You all know who I'm talking about, don't you? Sammy Bird.
Everyone wants to be in my lesson.
Shelley. Callista.
Good impression. Morale, Nicole, George,
You got a list.
Callista. The list is endless, but in reality, I know they're having the time of their lives.
Who's always late? Shelley. But in my tutor group, it would have to be Jack Vinyl, if he decides to turn up at all.
Jack.
The late Jack
Rory.
Vinyl. Who else? We've got. I think Jack's the worst offender. I think he's got a bumper sticker that says something along the lines of "always late but worth the wait." Sadly, it's not true. Matthew Ward, George McKay, Morale. Morale was on more than one occasion. She was so late, they had to send out a search party. Found her in a room. She forgot that she had a lesson. Matthew Ward once told me the bus broke down, and then I found out he lives around the corner. How's that work?
I would say it's not a late excuse, but it is probably the best excuse I've heard for a while. I asked Ollie last week if he was coming to a revision session, and he said quite, matter-of-factly, to be honest, miss, I really was planning on having a nap.
I think Tash coming in late is something that I will remember. So, when you ask her for an excuse, she'll say, it's a long walk, innit? Or something to that effect.
I think Tash
equally
as well,
intelligent.
Has been competing slightly with Mrs. Bennett on the makeup front recently.
Yes, that's true.
The shade of eyeshadow that I didn't know you could purchase.
And I think Sophie is joining in that as well.
Yeah.
All except for Shelley. She scares me. Do you know Shelley?
No.
If ever she comes in late for a lesson and you confront her and say, Shelley, why are you late? She just looks at me as if she's going to kill me, so she's quite scary. Olatomi's always late.
Yeah, we don't really...
Luke's always late. Here he is. Here's the main man.
Back!
Well, the girls tend to traipse in a bit late, but the thing about lateness that sticks out most is Mason and his deadlines, which basically don't exist. Mason works on Mason's time.
The students who argue the most are pretty regular, and I'd have to say it's Kate and Harrison.
I think Harry Heaney, perhaps with Jack Nightingale, they argue quite a lot sometimes.
Yeah, but Rory and Sam definitely have a bromance going on in my lesson.
Really?
Really?
In my economics group, it's got to be Morale and Archie.
I remember that from year
They
12.
argue so much.
They still argue.
They argue so much. I think they should get married.
I would say, if I had to pick one, it would probably be Archie. And I wouldn't say it was with anyone in particular. It's probably anybody, the mark scheme, biology as a whole.
Anybody doing coursework. My favourite part, and when I say favourite, I mean my most hated part of being a teacher, is opening up my email in the morning doing coursework and saying, "Dear Mrs. Bennett."
My final message isn't to the whole of the Year 13 group. It's to one student in particular. It's to Luke Charnock, because in a lesson recently we were debating whether or not he looked more like Randall from Monsters Inc., Spock from Star Trek, or what was the other one? Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. And I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I think you look an awful lot like Randall. And you should be proud of that. That's my message. Cheers, Luke.
You've got to stay beautiful, you've got to stay happy, you've got to stay smiling, and you've got to stay positive. And if you always remember this lovely place from which you came, if you always remember the wonderful people who surrounded you, the wonderful grounds and buildings that surrounded you, I'm sure you will keep a beautiful smile on your face.
Don't stress too much about the exams. They're just one step in your life. You've got so much to look forward to. University is ridiculous amounts of fun. So just get through it and enjoy, and good luck for all the years to come.
What are you going to say?
Well, thank you, Year 13s. I've loved every minute of it. I haven't stressed me out even a little bit, but under here my hair is as grey as Mason's. Bye.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I would just like to say good luck with everything that you do. I know that you're going to be incredibly successful in whatever it is you choose to do in the future, and thank you for being such an awesome class.
Don't read the Daily Mail. It's the same every year. It's the same every year. And I'll say it again, don't read the Daily Mail. That's it.
Beware fake news.
Nice. That's good. That's a good message.
Yeah. Change your Twitter password.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, topical.
Yeah, very topical.
That is topical. Yeah.
Just buy us drinks in Woodies. Simple. Lots of drinks.
And remember the maths department, we'd quite like a new maths block so that we actually could teach you in the maths block. It'd be a good idea.
I'd just settle for a villa in Spain. Anything like that would
Okay.
be nice. Yeah. and a little mobility scooter.
Hello Year 13, I would just like to say a little bit to help you on your forward travels. Always follow your dreams, strive for the success you want in your lives and nobody else's. Live every day as if it's your birthday, and don't forget your second home and your family here at Ratcliffe. Best of luck.
Message to Year 13, best of luck. I think you're revising, I hope you're revising, I hope the results are good and that you all get to where you want to be in a few months' time, okay? Even if for George that is McDonald's.
So, talented, bright, committed, dedicated, funny. These are things that, it's not about me.
No, it's about the Year 13s.
It's about Year 13. Of course, all of those adjectives describe our current Year 13. And genuinely, we're going to be very sorry to see you go. After so many years with many of you, you've been at Radcliffe and you've been so dedicated and committed to everything that we've done here at school. And I thank you for that. And I really hope that you enjoy your last day together. We're really looking forward to spending time with you on your last day. And we're all really looking forward to having a boogie with you at the summer ball. So beware of Mr. Rice's dance moves in particular. I've heard or actually seen that they're quite smart. Year 13, good luck with your examinations, and if you don't mind just perhaps panning the camera, I have a couple of very simple messages here in the Borders Lounge which might just help you. Keep calm, it's nearly Friday. Keep calm and graduate. And perhaps most importantly at the moment, keep calm and carry on studying. Year 13, have a fantastic end to your school careers. I'm genuinely very grateful for all you've done for the community after so many years, and I really, really hope that come August, when we see one another again, it's going to be smiles all round. So the best of luck, and thank you for all you've done.